When I tell people that I work in the EV charging industry, the first question they usually ask me is, how much money can you make from EV chargers? And this is always such a tough question to answer. Just like any industry, there's lots of different businesses involved inside the industry. And today I'm going to go over the 4 main businesses inside the EV charging industry. If you're interested in learning more and following the journey, please like and subscribe for more. All right, let's do it. The first way to make money from EV chargers is to be the host. This is what most people think of when they think of starting an EV charging business. There are a few things you need to know before just sticking some chargers in the ground. Mainly is the person that owns the chargers will also need to pay for the electricity bill. It gets a little bit complicated if you have to reimburse someone for the electricity costs. So ideally, you want to have your name on the electricity bill so you can just retain all that revenue. Keep in mind that as a host, there'll be some other monthly expenses that you'll need to pay for, such as something called a networking fee, but I'll get into that in another video. The second lane to making money in the EV charging business is being the hardware supplier. A lot of people will just refer to this as being the EV charging company, but essentially what you're doing is ordering the hardware, which is the chargers, from a manufacturer and reselling them for a markup. A lot of EV charging companies actually order their EV chargers from the same manufacturers. And the key to this is being able to sell as many chargers as possible, obviously. So you'll want to find either a handful of really big projects that will need like 300 plus chargers, or going with a mass amount of individual chargers, maybe for consumers' homes. The third business on the list is being what's called the network operator. This can also be thought of as the software management. A lot of times the network operator and the EV charging company are one and the same, meaning both hardware and software, but this isn't always the case. There are strictly networking companies that just manage the software on the back end. The network operators take care of everything related to the software, such as managing all the payments, making sure that the chargers stay connected to the internet, and also handling all the connectivity side of things. You can basically think of them as the app for the chargers. Again, a lot of EV charging companies use the same network operators or the same software providers. They just use the same app and they put their logo on it. You could do this as well, but these network operators sometimes have a pretty high barrier to entry, and they'll require you to have, let's say, over 1,000 chargers already on the market before they consider taking you on as a client. The network operators require a monthly fee to use their services, and it's not cheap. The fourth lane to creating a business in the EV charging market is being the installer or the electrician. As we know, this EV charging industry is just going to continue to grow, and the demand for these electricians and these installers just keeps going through the roof. Not only do these installers have to have the expertise of how everything works on the EV charging side of things, often they're required for a lot of the documentation, such as EV ready plans and the newly created electrical planning reports. All of these cost money, which makes being the installer or the electrician a pretty fruitful venture in the EV charging business. There you have it, the 4 lanes to making money in the EV charging industry. As always, if you're working on your own EV charging project right now, feel free to give me a shout and I'd be happy to help. Thanks so much for checking in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.